Sway in the morning, Shade 45, man. Welcome to the show. You know, DB and I have been talking about this. Mike Muse, you and I have been talking about this too. The world of gaming. You know, and as I expressed to all you guys earlier, if you're into gaming, you know, call us 888-742-3345. I'm actually a first-generation gamer. You give me a round of applause for that. Hater.
Wow. We were waiting for the evidence.
Fuck your skills. Oh, damn, man. Whoop-de-doo. I go back to the Commodore 64 days.
Atari.
You had to write your own video games and play them like that.
With the floppy disk?
With the floppy disk, kid. I remember my great auntie Lucy brought that thing home and told me to figure it out. And I'll open up a book and start reading it from front to back as a kid and just following in those directions and figured it out. And then eventually, you know, technology advanced and we advanced alongside with it. So ColecoVision, television, all these different consoles we were playing from.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
Yeah. PlayStation.
Yep.
All that stuff started coming into play. And I remember in the 90s, King Tech and I, being in the Bay, we had friends who worked at eSports. Gordon Bellamy was one of them and another guy by the name of Evan. So we got really good because we were on radio out there in San Francisco, and we would do a lot of cross promotions with the games, the new games that would come out with EA Sports. And then one of the programmers actually put us in the 1996 version, I believe 96 version of Madden, and where if you put in a special code, I'm a player, King Tech's a player, and Paul Tuivasa. Remember Big Paul who came here? Not too long ago, Tongan guy who was on the show. You remember Big Paul?
Oh, yeah.
You could actually pull us up on the game. That's how serious we were about gaming. And then when the GoldenEye era came in, the 007 era came in, that's when we started having tournaments at our house in Tarzana. And then NBA, Madden tournaments, all these different tournaments we were having just at our home, $20 you get in.
Wow.
At the end of the day, you know, if you end up winning, you might walk away with $120, which back then might as well have been $10,000, $200, you know. And then, you know, I had to work. So, you know, I wasn't able to do it. And then most recently, a good friend of mine, Kevin Mitchell, who I've known from the music business for years. Did Kev used to work at Tommy Boy? He used to work at Tommy Boy at one point, and he used to promote records. And then he took over Shaq's label, Twism, when Shaquille O'Neal was putting out all of his music. And then Kev went on, and then he disappeared. And then he started working over there with some folks at Viacom, and he started telling us, yo, man, I'm really getting into technology, and I'm really getting into this gaming thing. And I was like, really? He said, man, remember y'all used to do the tournaments at your house? Yeah, you make $100, $200. Yeah. Now they're making about $8 million for tournaments. I didn't believe him. And then recently, he invited me to the Barclays Center. He said on a Saturday, and I was supposed to fly out of town. He said, I know it's your Saturday. Get up early. Meet me there around 9 a.m. in the morning. See what you see. And I went to the Barclays, and the Barclays was filled with just kids and gamers and vendors and all of these different executives from the actual NBA and different sports. And I went inside the Barclays and saw that the whole arena was filled with, you know, fans. And they were all watching big screens, and they were all watching teams on the stage battling it out in different tournaments. And I was totally blown away and wanted to find out more about it. This was the ESL in Brooklyn that we went to. And when we went there, we started meeting all these great people. And one of the people we met was a young man that's with us right now who goes by the name of Carrington Simons. Said that correctly, right?
Said it correct.
Okay,
yeah.
and Carrington told me that, I said, what are you doing here? And you told me then that you work with
So Monumental Sports and Wizards Gaming.
Monumental Sports and Wizards Gaming. Now, Monumental Sports is a company that owns a lot of different sports teams, right?
Yeah.
Like the Wizards,
Caps. We have 2 AFL teams, Mystics. We eSports obviously now. So we're all over the place a little bit.
Now, eSports is what we're going to talk about today. That's what I wanted to find out more about. So we invited Grant Paranjay.
Paranjape.
Grant Paranjape, who I also met at ESL because I think Kev gave you his pass.
Yep, exactly. Kev did hook it up.
Kev hooked it up. And so I want to welcome you guys. And Francis is here too, McCarthy, who plays. How you doing, man?
Good, man.
All right. And what you play, man?
I play in real life basketball, but I play a little bit of 2K as well.
2K. All right, cool. I don't know about the real life. Okay, so fellas, welcome to the show, man. This is just kind of like, I got a lot of folks on the line that are into esports. I want to ask you, first of all, what is esports? I'll start with you, Grant.
Yeah, so I mean that's a question we get a lot. You know, is it sports? Is it esports? Is it video games? And the truth is, it doesn't matter, right? It's a really competitive, entertaining form of action on a screen. You have guys playing 8 to 12 hours a day, practicing these different esports titles, whether it's NBA 2K, League of Legends, Counter-Strike, and they're creating careers and fan bases for themselves out of it. So we like to say it's kind of the next big thing that's already here, and I think us being on the show is just a testament to that, really.
Yeah, truthfully, man. Now you gotta talk to the audience like they have no idea.
Sure.
So when you say Counter-Strike and M2K, okay, explain what those things are.
Yeah, let's dive in, right?
Okay.
So NBA 2K is kind of the franchise that we're busy launching right now. So like Carrington mentioned, Monumental Sports Entertainment, we own and operate a number of sports franchises in DC. Us, alongside 16 other NBA teams, have elected to start an NBA 2K franchise for this season. So basically the NBA went around to a lot of different teams in the league and said, hey, are you guys interested in getting involved in this? And, we have a history with Team Liquid, our endemic franchise, and, we were quick to raise our hands and get involved. It's basically virtual basketball, right? So it's 5-on-5, same court structure, same positions, except the guys are playing with controllers rather than, actually on a court physically shooting basketball. So we'll be drafting players, same as the live NBA draft, a little bit later on in the spring, and moving them to DC. And
Wait, hold on, slow down.
yeah,
Okay, slow down.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna walk up.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna walk them up the ladder. Most people play on PCs, correct?
It depends on the title, right? So
Okay.
games like Halo, Call of Duty, NBA 2K are primarily on Xbox or PlayStation.
Okay.
There's a large fan base of titles and guys who play on PC for League of Legends or Counter-Strike.
Okay. Why did Monumental decide to get into esports from a business perspective?
Yeah, so I mean, they've been involved even before I got here, right? I think Zach and Ted and a lot of the other owners saw.
Well, before you, I'm gonna help you with this.
Yeah.
Okay. This is how we're gonna get this awareness up. Okay, Grant. You gotta explain, folks, who's Zach,
Sure.
who's Ted.
Yep.
Okay, walk us through it, baby. This is it. This is
No.
hey, you know what I mean? We go. All right, go ahead.
Baby steps.
No worries. So
Okay.
Zach Leonsis and Ted Leonsis, the owners, of Monumental Sports Entertainment.
Okay.
They have always seen esports as kind of the next way to reach a whole new generation of fans. So ultimately, MSE's core business, is primarily around our large franchises. The Wizards or the Caps and our other, franchise teams. And as kids are growing up, they're not playing traditional sports. They're playing video games. They're watching video games. They're watching YouTube. We have to have a way to really reach those and, ultimately turn them into fans of our real, our parent teams. So esports is kind of the vehicle to do that. And I think they've always seen that as the vision and was why we got involved.
We've had a few guests here, one being Dhani Jones, former NFL player. And he came on the show recently. We were at the Super Bowl, and we talked about this, and
Sure.
he's actually an investor, a member of Team Liquid, I believe, and he broke that down for us too.
I actually own the esports team, so I'm
Is that
actually
Team Liquid or what?
It's Team Liquid, so I'm actually invested with Peter Gruber and also Ted Leonsis as well. And
How do you make money back from owning a team?
well, it's the same thing. I mean, you make money back not only on the advertising, you make money back when you potentially sell the team, you make money back in terms of ticket sales. I mean, there's a lot of different things. Right now, the league is still building, right? There's a bunch of teams that are still being sold and developed. So it's still in its early stage. But just like in the NFL, when it first came out, you make money in the transition oftentimes with the games, or you make money as those teams start to take residence in a stadium and you start to get ticket sales and other things like that.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's talk about the NBA 2K season, and let's talk about that. How is that going to work? Is it going to run simultaneously as the regular NBA season, or how does that going to work?
So it actually runs during the off season primarily, right? So it's kind of going back to the idea of having this 365, NBA season. Really, we want basketball the entire time during the year. So let's back up to December, right? That was kind of the first big announcement for us. We unveiled our team names and branding. So as we're rocking the swag, and we brought some swag for you guys as well.
Wait, pull it out. Let's go on. Let's go. Carrington, pull that out while he keeps talking.
Carrington's got the swag, right?
Okay,
so, our team is Wizards District Gaming. That's the official name of our NBA 2K team. The logos were unveiled. I think it's a great testament to the city. We included the 3 stars to pay tribute to the city flag of DC, and then also have little monuments carved out of the W, which is a nice touch if I do say so. And then really January was the start of tryouts. So anybody out there, yourself included, if you had a copy of NBA 2K18 and an Xbox or a PS4, could try out to be a part of the league.
How?
You had to. I'm getting there. I learned. We're going.
Okay.
So you had to get 50 wins in the online mode of the game, Pro Am or Walk On.
Okay.
So you had all month, all 31 days, and if you got your 50 wins, you made it into the second stage of tryouts, which just kicked off, 2nd of February, called the NBA 2K League Combine.
Okay.
So the same as any other combine, there's a series of playing windows throughout February. There's 12 windows ranging from 4 to 8 hours a piece, and basically you go in by yourself, get matched up with 9 other random qualified players, and you play. And it's a balanced game mode. No cheese or anything like that. You're a level 90. Everyone's the same level, and you go in there, and all of your stats are recorded. The gameplay is recorded. Myself and other team managers are watching you play, and then at the end of February, Take-Two Interactive and the NBA are going to compile all the stats, all the data, look at all the film, and put together a draft pool. So the same as there's a.
So even to touch on that, I think the crazier part is these guys are going to be making a real salary. They're going to have health benefit. You know what I mean? It's really like they'll have a nutritionist. Literally, when they're going to have housing, these guys are going to be doing tournaments. It's like really a league. And then, when back in the day, to your point, your mom was like, go outside. Nah, you go ahead and play 2K or play these video games. The eSports landscape is that big now.
So now, just like kids are being recruited to play college basketball for UCLA, now you could be recruited
for eSports.
For eSports.
Sure. Yeah.
Whoa.
There are scholarships being offered now in certain universities and colleges, right, to go to school. Right for this, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think there's 40 or 45 universities that offer full tuition scholarships for esports now. So if you're a top player in a game out there, League of Legends or Counter Strike or maybe NBA 2K one day, you can go to school.
And these guys are traveling the world. It's not like this is like a local base. They're playing on the internet. These guys are traveling to all types of different destinations all over the world.
Beijing, Australia.
And $1 million, like you said, $1 million jackpots. Like they're making these kind of dollars.
What's the age demographic that we're looking at, the primary demographic that we're looking at, and then how much are some of these kids making?
So you have to be at least 18 to play an NBA 2K league. I think most leagues out there have that as a requirement. Some drop down to 17, but there is a nice cutoff there. The demographic is really 18 to 34, so it's a lot of young males. Highly engaged and educated for the most part. They're in school, they're watching esports, they're playing 2K with their college buddies at the end of the night after classes. So it's a great audience, especially for brands looking to really reach that millennial base. So couldn't ask for more there. Salary wise, we can't disclose the salary for 2K League players yet. Hopefully that's down the road. But some of these
some of the independent players have made in eSports
hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? $300,000 isn't uncommon for League of Legends. Hundreds of thousands. It's up there and there. I mean, it's an athlete, right?
What role has Twitch played in this?
Twitch is the platform that I think really amplifies these personalities, right? You take someone who is highly skilled at a game and you give them a platform to reach a really large audience and engage with fans in an entirely new way.
Grant, say your last name again.
Paranjape.
Grant Paranjape is here. Carrington is here. Simons is here. Francis McCarthy, who claims he plays basketball. He's here. Tracy, you got a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, citizens, if y'all can see me, my eyes are so wide right now. And I'm wondering about inclusion, because when you're talking about your demo, so much of it is men. And I feel like for a lot of gaming, like it has been marketed towards young men. And if I was a girl and I felt like, it was being promoted to me and there was a lot of money behind this, I would have been jumping on in the gaming world too. So are you guys working on getting more female participants?
Actually, that is one of the best things about NBA 2K League. It's actually open to anyone out there who's 18, male or female, US, China, South Korea. Anybody out there with a copy of NBA 2K and a PS4 and Xbox was eligible to try out. So I'm hopeful that we'll see some females in the draft pool. Not in not too many weeks now, and hopefully we can draft one.
Yeah, let's market towards us too.
Yeah, we haven't done. I don't think there's been any direct marketing in any group. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to. I mean, we met some gamers last night that were female. Mm-hmm. So I think it just depends on the game. Right. To be honest with you.
I've seen a lot of documentaries about these tournaments and the players who come from all over the world. They get drafted, they get traded. You know what I mean? Sure. Their stats play a big part into how valuable they are to other teams. But I'm just curious because we mentioned the age gap. What is the length of time that a player usually stays within these tournaments? Do they max out at a certain age, or they get tired of it?
Yeah, so it's definitely something that we're aware of with all of our athletes, right? I think if you're playing 8 to 12 hours a day doing anything, it wears you out. You have to stretch and make sure your body can physically handle it. There's physical therapy for esports.
Get your thumbs in check.
It's important, right? I mean, you gotta be carpal tunnel is a real thing. You gotta be conscious of that. So, but no, I think we do see players having 3 to 5 year careers and then transitioning to a coach or managerial role, and it's definitely something that I think as the landscape develops, we'll try to extend those careers and provide them kind of the resources they need to keep playing longer.
But in those years, they're making a couple $100,000.
Yeah, so
what I mean?
Retire at 23.
They're making good money. They're making EVP, SVP kind of money in those couple years.
Got it.
I know you guys are focused on the
Mike Muse.
So sorry. I know you guys are focused on the entertainment value and property of this league, which is fantastic. But you guys mentioned the scholarships towards college and education. What I'm gathering from this is really STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And I'm wondering, is there a CSR, corporate social responsibility component to this league that actually focus on getting young folk, minorities, and women, speaking of inclusion, Tracy G, into this in terms of the building of the app, building of the game?
Yep, no, good question. So at the league level, there's nothing yet. I think it's definitely something there. I think you have, the NBA does a lot of great CSR work. I mean, it's, kind of a logical next step for them. I'd say at a team level, it's something that, we're already working on, right? Our season presenting sponsor is actually Leidos, so we just announced that last week. And one of the requirements and kind of things that we wanted to do with them was a CSR event of some sort during the season, and find a way to include them in our community outreach and give back to particularly STEM students out there. So it's definitely something coming. I think it's just as we're getting things kicked off for year one, we'll have to take it one step at a time.
We got callers. The phone line's lit up, so we're gonna go to Alberta, Canada.
Yes.
We got Joshua's on the lines. What's up, Joshua? How you doing?
Josh.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, let's say hello to Grant and Carrington. Go ahead.
What's going on, Grant Parrington?
What's going on?
Hey, Josh.
Hey, so you guys are only doing those 3 games. I hear, but it'll say 3 LOL and CS and NBA. Eh?
So here at Monumental, we have NBA 2K is the only franchise that we own in-house. We also are investors in Team Liquid, like Sway was saying, and they own and operate, I believe, 11 or 12 individual titles, ranging from League of Legends to Counter-Strike to Rocket League, Halo. A whole gamut of teams.
You a gamer yourself, Joshua?
Yeah, I'm a Twitch streamer myself. It's not a huge fan base, but I mean, we're on there, and even with only 2,500 subscribers, you can make a good $5,000 a month on Twitch. So,
Sure.
Well, how can people reach you on Twitch?
Twitch, I just go twitch.tv/dark5ELD, and it'll just bring you right to the page. There's scratch tickets and everything. You can earn points for watching, and there's cool setups on Twitch there for a platform.
Okay, Joshua, thanks for your call, man. You're a citizen, brother. All right, let me go. Let me see. It's another gamer from Jersey. What up, Dan? How you doing?
What up, Dan?
Yep, all that stuff.
Hey, Dan, you got to turn your radio down, Dan. Dan, you got to turn your radio down. See if he did it.
Hello?
Yeah, you got to turn your radio down. You live on the air.
God damn, Dan.
Dan. What the hell happened, Dan? All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. What's your question? You a gamer, Dan?
Yeah, I'm a huge gamer. I collect a lot of the old stuff. I mean, I actually own an Amiga, if you guys know what that is.
Oh, he took it back.
old
Yeah, he
school.
took it back.
They still make those? Go ahead.
I haven't hooked it up in a while, but mostly my big thing is Nintendo 64. I'm actually 4 games away from owning the entire collection.
Wow. Oh, my gosh. Damn.
So,
I'm going to come over your house. What's your question?
Yeah. So you're saying you're a big fan with Team Liquid and stuff, correct?
Yeah, Monumental is an investor in Team Liquid.
All right, so I mean, I'm a big Counter-Strike person. Like, I was there in the Barclays Center for the majors, not this year, which I was happy this year because this is the first time in Counter-Strike history a North American team won the majors. So
They sure did. Yeah. Shout outs to Cloud9.
Yeah. So yeah, that was huge. Skadoodle, Stu2K, huge shout out to them because that was great seeing. Because sadly, North American Counter-Strike is a joke to a lot of the other countries, but it was good seeing that we got to win.
We have hope now.
How much did they win?
I don't actually know the prize pool.
Yeah, I don't know.
A few $100,000, I think.
A few $100,000? It's just a few $100,000. He just threw that
Well,
out there.
no,
random.
let's level set, right?
Okay.
Team Liquid, when they won the Internationals, the main Dota 2 tournament for the year, they won $11 million.
Off one tournament.
One tournament.
One tournament.
What? It was the single biggest esports payout.
So they get a salary and then they get the bonus off winning tournaments.
And 95% of that goes to players, or 99%. It's all straight to players,
It's
right? Or
legitimate. They're not
teams
getting
are
ripped off.
not are not taking large cuts or anything. This is a player grown activation, really.
Yeah, a lot of dudes who talk about. Remember that caller told his commander he's going to be a rapper. Now they're going to want to be a gamer.
They want to be gamers.
The rapping ain't paying off. And you got to travel, tour, get dissed. Gaming, you can sit in your home and not ever be seen, really, if you don't want to be.
Yeah. I mean, to that guy's point, on Twitch, you can make a decent amount of money.
Hey, guys, this is part one of a series of conversations we're going to do.
Sounds good.
Y'all with that?
Yeah,
of course.
Okay, I just want to just put the prelude out there. Tell Zach to come on down.
We got it.
We will.
We got you.
Okay.
We got you.
All right.
Short train ride. We'll make it happen.
You make it happen, but congratulations on all of it. What do you want our listeners to know? And then once again, how can they get involved?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is, thank you for having us on the show, first of all. Really appreciate it. We just launched our team, Wizards District Gaming, so it's at WizardsDG on all the major social platforms. So, drop us a follow. We'll have lots of great content to share over the season. And, just get excited about 2K League, right? I mean, it's coming. It kicks off May 1st. If you're a 2K League hopeful out there, play your Combine games, keep it positive, play well, and we'll hope to see you in the league.
Say that social media again,
At WizardsDG.
Listen, I want every citizen, even if you're not into gaming, you heard those numbers, go to @WizardsDG. I need you guys to follow them. Let them know you heard them today on Sway in the Morning, okay? Please do that. Grant, great job.
Thank you so much.
All right, you did good, man. All right, Carrington, good job, man. You want to say anything closing?
Nah, man. Sway, I just appreciate you getting us on. And, if you guys want to follow WizDG, we got a lot of more information coming. And, if you're a hopeful out there, really, get on board. It's a movement.
At WizardsDG.
At WizardsDG.
Okay, Francis, thanks for coming through. Okay. You hog the mic, dog. I could tell you don't pass the ball on the court.
It's Sway in the Morning, only on Shea 45.